and welcome to the viewers of this video. This is the Orange Fan here, bringing you another entry for the episode Recap and Thoughts category. This video will be dedicated to the FUNimation dub of episode 124 of Dragonball Super. Picking up where we last left off, we begin this episode with Goku in Super Saiyan Blue form combined with the Kaioken and Vegeta in his new form Super Saiyan Blue Evolution fighting Jiren. Beerus urges Goku and Vegeta to win while the Omnikins are shown to still be amazed by the fight. Eventually, Goku launches a Kamehameha towards Jiren, and Vegeta launches a final flash towards Jiren at the same time. Shortly afterwards, Jiren emerges from some rubble and praises Goku and Vegeta's efforts before continuing the fight. From a distance, Dispo observes Jiren's fight with Goku and Vegeta for a moment before continuing his own fight with Frieza. Frieza admits that Dispo's speed is incredible, but Frieza brings up how Goku pointed out in an earlier episode that Dispo's movements are predictable because they're very straightforward. Dispo says something along the lines where he admits that Frieza is tougher than he looks, but he makes a point to mention that he hasn't demonstrated the full extent of his speed. Dispo begins to use more of his speed and he gains the advantage over Frieza during their fight. Eventually, Dispo throws an energy ring that he calls the Circle Flash around Frieza, and the Circle Flash explodes shortly after it goes around Frieza. Dispo then throws a punch towards Frieza, but Frieza wraps his tail around Dispo's wrist to stop the punch, and using his tail, Frieza pushes Dispo to the ground. After that, Frieza tries to strike a deal with Dispo by saying that he, Frieza, will be willing to help the Universe 11 team win the Tournament of Power if any of the remaining members of the Universe 11 team agree to use their wish on the Super Dragon Balls to bring him, Frieza, back to life. Beerus is furious that Frieza is trying to betray the 7th Universe team, but Krillin brings up the possibility that Frieza might just be trying to trick Dispo. Krillin brings up how during earlier instances of the Tournament of Power, Frieza had tricked other fighters. So Krillin considers the possibility that this might be another example of that. And Piccolo agrees with Krillin's point. Piccolo says that you can't take Frieza's word for much, if anything. In the end, though, Dispo refuses to go along with Frieza's deal. Dispo figures that Frieza would betray him anyway. And Dispo also says that he doesn't make deals with villains, or he says something along those lines anyway. So in response, Frieza powers up to his ultimate form, or his golden form if you prefer, and says that Dispo should prepare himself for round 2. At first, it looks like Frieza in his ultimate form, or golden form if you prefer, is faster than Dispo, but shortly after the fight begins, a purple aura surrounds Dispo, and Dispo becomes even faster compared to before. Vermod reveals that this is Dispo's ultimate technique, and Dispo calls this technique his super light speed mode. The Omnikins are unable to keep up with how fast Dispo is going, even when they use the slow motion feature of their respective god pads. The Grand Minister makes a point to tell the Omnikins that he will be sure to prepare an updated model of the god pad in the future. So Gohan notices that Frieza is having trouble fighting against Dispo, so Gohan decides to go help Frieza out while Android 17 distracts Top. So Dispo is preparing an attack to knock Frieza off the arena, but Gohan interrupts this attack. Gohan interrupts Dispo's attack, but Gohan also makes a point to tell Frieza that he, Gohan, will eliminate Frieza from the tournament himself if Frieza tries to betray him, and Frieza seems to take Gohan's warning seriously. Krillin admits that he still doesn't think it's a good idea to work together with Frieza, while Master Roshi says that all they can do is hope for the best. So Gohan and Frieza begin to work together to fight Dispo, but despite their combined efforts, Gohan and Frieza are not able to land any successful hits on Dispo. This leads to Gohan coming up with a plan. So Gohan tells his plan to Frieza, and Gohan says that their best chance of defeating Dispo is to fence him in. Those are the words that Gohan uses. So Gohan says that he, Gohan, will distract Dispo, and Frieza can take that chance to fence Dispo in. So Frieza agrees to go along with Gohan's plan. So Gohan does distract Dispo, and Frieza launches a great number of death beams, which creates an energy cage, essentially. So we'll just call it an energy cage from here on out. And the energy cage is successful. Yes, the energy cage does fence Dispo in, so Dispo can't really take advantage of his incredible speed while he's within the energy cage. Dispo points out that Gohan won't be able to escape from the energy cage either, but Gohan essentially says that he was aware of that when he formed this plan. But Gohan also says that he has no problems with fighting Dispo within the energy cage. So the fight begins within the energy cage, and Gohan is able to gain the upper hand against Dispo. We also see that Dispo can't try to go too fast while he's in the energy cage, because if he tries to do that, he runs the risk of being harmed by the multiple death beams that have created this energy cage. And we do see Dispo being harmed by the death beams while trying to fight Gohan. Vermod notes that Dispo is at a real disadvantage within this energy cage, and K accuses the 7th Universe team of using a cheap trick, in his words. However, we see that maintaining the energy cage drains a great deal of stamina from Frieza, so the idea, or the intention, is for Gohan to defeat Dispo before Frieza loses the stamina necessary to maintain the energy cage. Unfortunately, Frieza can no longer maintain the energy cage, but Gohan is very close to Dispo when Frieza is unable to maintain the energy cage, so that means Gohan has a chance to grab Dispo, and Gohan encourages Frieza to blast Dispo off the arena, even though that means that Gohan will also be blasted off the arena. Frieza wastes no time launching an energy blast, and the Grand Minister declares that both Gohan and Dispo have been eliminated from the Tournament of Power. The Omni-Kings tap Gohan's image and Dispo's image on their respective God pads, and Gohan and Dispo are teleported to the spectator seats. Gohan apologizes to the Universe 7 characters in the spectator seats for being eliminated, but Piccolo assures Gohan that Gohan's plan was the best chance that the 7th Universe team had at defeating Dispo. Dispo, on the other hand, takes his elimination with less dignity compared to Gohan. We see that Goku and Vegeta's fight with Jiren has stopped for a moment. They're not fighting right now. They're just staring down at each other. And during this moment, Goku takes a chance to think to himself. And in his thoughts, Goku says that he's very proud of his oldest son. The narrator reveals that 6 minutes are left in the Tournament of Power, and that is how we end this episode. So Gohan and Frieza got to be the Universe 7 characters that got the main focus in this particular episode. And with regards to the last 3 members of the Universe 11 team, Dispo was the one who got the main focus here. So Dispo was the focus opponent for this episode, while Gohan and Frieza were the Spotlight Universe 7 characters for this episode. And by the end of the episode, both the 7th Universe team and the Universe 11 team had a fighter that was eliminated from the Tournament of Power. Gohan in the case of the 7th Universe team, and Dispo in the case of the Universe 11 team. Now, between Jiren, Toph, and Dispo, I did expect Dispo to be the first of those 3 characters from the Universe 11 team to be eliminated from the Tournament of Power. What did surprise me, though, was the fact that Gohan was actually the first of the last 5 fighters from the 7th Universe team to be eliminated from the Tournament of Power. If I'm being honest, I honestly thought that Android 17 would have been eliminated before Gohan. Having said that, though, while Gohan's elimination now caught me by surprise, the fact that Gohan was eliminated when he did catch me by surprise. However, I'm not too upset about the elimination because I do feel that Gohan had a great performance throughout the Tournament of Power, and Gohan's elimination here was a dignified elimination. He was willing to sacrifice his participation in the tournament in order to ensure that Dispo would be eliminated from the tournament. So I did think that this was a dignified elimination. Yes, like I said, I think that Gohan's elimination was a dignified elimination, and I do think that Gohan had a great performance throughout the tournament. So I'm not too broken up about Gohan's elimination. Like I said, I was just surprised that Gohan was eliminated from the tournament before Android 17. Besides that, something I did like that was a small detail, but still appreciated detail, was the compare and contrast between Gohan and Dispo's reactions to their respective eliminations. While Gohan did apologize to the Universe 7 characters in the spectator seats for his elimination, he was very calm about it. So, like we said, Gohan took his defeat, Gohan took his elimination with dignity. Dispo, on the other hand, did not take his elimination with dignity. So it was a small detail, but I still appreciated that compare and contrast between Gohan and Dispo's reactions to their respective eliminations. Now, this wasn't the first time that we saw Gohan and Frieza work together in the Tournament of Power. They did work together beforehand, but it was still pretty interesting to see Gohan and Frieza work together because before the Tournament of Power, that was a team-up that not many people, if any people, had expected to ever see happen. And there were some differences. When they previously worked together, it seemed like it was more Frieza who was... when they last worked together, Frieza was really the one with the plan, and Gohan was going along with Frieza's plan. But this time around, Gohan was the one who was coming up with the plan, and Frieza was the one going along with Gohan's plan. So, again, it was still interesting to see Gohan and Frieza work together, even though we saw them work together earlier in the Tournament of Power. But this episode also highlighted another compare and contrast. In this case, the compare and contrast between the major times when Gohan and Frieza worked together during the Tournament of Power. Now, the other detail that another detail that was small but greatly appreciated, at least to me, was towards the end of the episode when Goku was thinking to himself about how proud he was of Gohan giving it his all throughout the Tournament of Power. I brought this up in the past before, but I do appreciate moments like that because it counters that obnoxious joke that seems to exist among, if not a lot of fans in the fandom, at least a vocal amount of fans in the fandom. I'm talking about the obnoxious joke that Goku is a bad dad, or Goku doesn't care about his family, Goku's a bad family member. I find that joke to be really obnoxious. Goku's not a perfect dad by any means, but he's not the terrible, irredeemable father that some fans like to exaggerate him into being. So when we do see moments that show that Goku does care about his family members, I always do appreciate those scenes because it does counter that joke. Like I've said, the Goku is a bad dad joke or Goku is a bad family member joke is one of my pet peeves regarding certain sentiments throughout the fandom. It's one of my pet peeves, so seeing signs within the series itself that counter that joke is good in my book. I do appreciate whenever they do. yes, I do appreciate when the series shows moments that show that Goku does care about his family, even if he's not necessarily a perfect family member. So, yes, by the end of this episode, Jiren and Top are the only Universe 11 fighters that are still participating in the Tournament of Power. And I think this is safe to say, I'm sure that even the dub-only viewers can figure this out, but between Jiren and Top, it's safe to say Top is going to be the one who is eliminated next, because Jiren has been hyped up to be the final boss of the Universe Survival Saga. So, yeah, it's safe to say Top will be the next Universe 11 fighter that will be eliminated from the tournament. Having said that, though, I'm sure dub-only viewers will recognize still that Top being eliminated won't be an easy elimination. Or, yes, while it's safe to say that Top will be eliminated before Jiren, it's also safe to say that it's not going to be easy to eliminate Top. Jiren is Universe 11's most powerful mortal, but Top isn't a slouch either in the power department. Top is the second most powerful mortal in Universe 11, second only to Jiren. So, yes, trying to eliminate Top from the Tournament of Power is going to be pretty difficult, even if trying to eliminate Jiren from the tournament will be even more difficult. So, yes, that's something that the dub-only viewers can look forward to, seeing how the four remaining Universe 7 fighters, Goku, Vegeta, Android 17, and Frieza, how are they going to try and eliminate Top, the second most powerful mortal of Universe 11, from the Tournament of Power? We'll, of course, see in the later episodes, but I won't give anything else away for the dub-only viewers. Will go into greater detail about that in those future episodes, recap and thoughts videos. But otherwise, there we go for this episode. So, like I said, I did like how this episode gave Gohan and Frieza the spotlight among the Universe 7 characters, and we did get to see Dispo eliminated from the tournament now, and we did get to see a little bit more about Dispo's techniques and how speed is Dispo's greatest advantage. Now, like I said, I expected Dispo to be eliminated before Top and Jiren, but I was surprised that Gohan was eliminated before Android 17. But having said that, that's all it was, just surprise. Not disappointment, because I think Gohan did very well throughout the Tournament of Power. He did a great job throughout the tournament, and he contributed a lot throughout the tournament for the 7th Universe team. And Gohan's elimination was a dignified elimination. And I did also like moments of compare and contrasts with this episode. Examples being Gohan taking his elimination with dignity, while Dispo didn't take his elimination with dignity, and the similarities and differences between the two major instances in the Tournament of Power when Gohan and Frieza were working together. And like I said, I did appreciate, while it was a small moment, I still appreciated Goku showing pride in his oldest son, because it counters that obnoxious Goku is a bad dad joke that I really wish would not be so prevalent among certain fans, or at least I wish that, or whether it's a lot of fans or just a vocal amount of fans, I do find that joke very obnoxious. So seeing evidence that Goku does care about his family, even if he's not a perfect family member, is greatly appreciated in my book. So there we go. There are 6 fighters left in the Tournament of Power at this point in time. 4 of them from the Universe 7 team, and 2 of them from the Universe 11 team. So we'll see how things unfold in the remaining episodes of the Universe Survival Saga. But otherwise, there we go for now. So as of this video, we've now discussed the Funimation dub of episode 124 of Dragon Ball Super on this channel. Take care, and until next time.